Welcome back to Folk Solo Sports Show. Alright, no mic today. Still haven't figured out the mic problem, why it's making that noise. But I still gotta, do it anyway. I gotta give it to y'all anyway. So today we're gonna talk about the NBA blowouts. I was watching The Odd Couple, listening to Rob Parker and Bernie. Can't remember his last name. Bernie, though, his name was. And they were talking about, is this a watchable season? Is the NBA watchable right now? Okay? Because all of the blowouts that's happening. There were only 250-something point games, they said, last season. And the Mavericks were one of the teams that did it last season, too. So Mavericks seem like they're just doing this, on a regular. Because they did it this season, too, already when they beat the Clippers by 51. So is the NBA watchable right now with all the blowouts? That was the question. I'm here to tell you, of course, the NBA is watchable right now with all the blowouts. So why wouldn't it be? There is nothing wrong with teams getting blown out. And it is not because of the unevenness of the players on each team. Right now, the NBA in years has the most talent on a lot of teams than it's had in years. There's more teams with talent than it has had in years. You got LeBron and AD on the Lakers. You got Devin Booker and Chris Paul on the Suns. You got Jimmy Butler and Bam on the Heat. You got Giannis and Middleton. Middleton is a star on the Bucks. You still got Van Vliet and Siakam on the Toronto Raptors, who were big parts of, the Toronto Raptors winning the championship. And Lowry, too. You still got all three of them on the Raptors. You got Jason Tatum and Brown on the Celtics, who they were just having conversations about, is Brown the best on the Celtics. So that tells you how good he is to be even compared with Jason Tatum to see who's the best. So it's not because there's four of the best players all on one team how everybody is trying to claim that it is. It is not because of that. Because it's all spread out right now. I'm not saying every team has a superstar, but mostly every team has a superstar and stars. There's not one team in the NBA who doesn't at least have a star that is going to become a superstar. Then you got the Pelicans with Zion Williamson, Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, all those guys, okay? So that is not the case like I heard some people saying it is, because all the skill is on just a couple teams. Not right. Definitely incorrect, okay? And another point, though. Not thought, another point. The NBA and every other sport has to have blowouts. Just because they're all professionals doesn't mean that there shouldn't be a blowout. Okay? If you're saying it's okay for there to be blowouts in college, blowouts in high school, and blowouts in Little League, they're all playing at the same skill level. College is playing against the same skill level. High school's playing against the same skill level. Little League, they're playing against the same skill level, same age group. They're all playing against each other. Unless one of the country teams, Division 1 get put up against Division 3 or something, then you could say it's a little different. But other than that, they're usually playing people that's all on the same skill level with the same discipline to get to that skill level. Maybe not from the players and the coaches individually, but to get to that level had the same discipline. So why wouldn't it happen in professional too? Blowouts are going to happen no matter how high they go. Yes, they should happen in the NBA. And that should make the players on the team that got blown out, that should make them want to play harder next game and for the rest of the season, and not make that want to happen again to them. They should use that as encouragement. Like, hey, we really got shut out. Now, I'm not saying for the players that might just look like that they're giving up out there on the floor and that's why they got blown out, the team that's doing that. But for the team that is trying their hardest and nothing is going right for them, and stuff might be going right for them. But if it's the Golden State Warriors right now going against the Los Angeles Lakers who just won a championship, why would the Warriors even be a factor to them? They could be trying everything they got. Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Wiggins, all the other guys could be trying their hardest out there on the floor. And they are not going to be able to compare to the Lakers. So they just have to get better at, playing those teams that are really good. But it's going to happen. Like, the Lakers are just so much better that the Warriors wouldn't have a chance in them. Not just because, it's uneven. Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson got hurt, but they're 3-time NBA champions and been to 5. So they're still NBA players, but they're just not good like the Lakers are good right now. Okay? So blowouts are still going to happen in the NBA, and they should happen. You can't get blowouts. It made me sick to my stomach when I was just watching the Steelers versus the Colts game, and they went up on us, 17-7, and then 24-7. Some people said they turned it off. I didn't turn it off for 1 second. I watched the whole game all the way through. I wanted to turn it off, but without blowouts, you never get miracle games. How can you get a miracle game if you never have blowouts? You think they're going to get blown out. Just like we thought the Steelers were going to get blown out against the Colts. And they came all the way back and won 28-24. And people turned their TV off and then saw on the news later that the Steelers came back and won that game. A better example, even on a bigger stage. You think they're going to lose the Patriots 28-3 to the Falcons in the Super Bowl. Patriots come back and win the Super Bowl. So blowouts must happen for miracle games to happen. Who isn't entertained by that? And you can't even say you're a real sports fan if you're bothered by blowouts. If you can't stick with your team through a really bad loss, do you really even like the sport? Do you really even like your team? I done watched this whole Steelers game, and when Steelers got crushed by the Baltimore Ravens seasons ago, 35-7, or even a season ago when we lost badly to the Patriots on the opening night. Lost badly to them. I didn't turn the game off, though. I just watched them get beat on. I watched them get harassed by the Patriots the whole game, hoping the whole time that this would be the right play to get them back in it. So you can't even really call yourself a real sports fan if you're not sticking all the way through with your team and hoping that they're going to make a miracle game and come back and still win this game, even if they're down 30-10. 30-7 or 30-0. You got to watch those games. Or in basketball, if the score at halftime is 66-20, if one team can do it and go on a long run like that, then the other team can do that and go on a long run like that. If their plan is good and if there is discipline, is that team. But it won't happen if they're not as disciplined as that team. And that's what we're seeing with the Golden State Warriors. It's not that they're not good right now. It's just that they got new guys. One of their second best players is hurt, and they're not disciplined enough to win without him. If they get more disciplined and they stay for practice longer than what everybody else in the NBA is doing, everybody else is only practicing 3 hours, and then they're practicing 5 hours, I guarantee you the Golden State Warriors will start winning games even with Klay Thompson out of the game. And another thing was they said that they don't like seeing the same team just after beating that team, after just destroying that team. Why would they want to watch the game again? Now, I do understand that, being that it's not a playoff game or a championship. I understand that part, and that part only. Yeah, we might, skip that. But at the same time, I'll still watch those games too. The Lakers, they just played the Spurs, beat them once, and played the Spurs again, and the Spurs came closer. They still lost, but they only lost by 6 points this time. So you, even still with them playing the same team, you can still say that, yeah, I still want to watch that too. That's not such a bad thing either. It's like you're getting the playoffs early. You getting that playoff feeling early. So do you know how these teams will match up when they make it to the playoffs? But in the regular season, I could see why they said they didn't like that. But as far as the blowouts goes, there's nothing wrong with teams getting blown out. What was it? The Chicago Bears versus the uh, Patriots in the Super Bowl, I believe. 55-10. Get in the comment section if you know what I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure that's the teams though. 55-10 the Super Bowl was. Hey, look, they just came and they played a lot better. It's not that this team didn't try everything they could. The Bears just had their number that game and they shut them down. It's also good because every time, yeah, I like interesting games to where it goes back and forth sometime. I like those type of games to where you never know what's going to happen and it comes down to the last second. But who is a sports fan doesn't want to see their team sometimes just completely crush? It's hard for the team that's getting crushed, the fans that see their team get crushed, but who is a sports fan never wants to see their team just completely crush a team? I'm pretty sure everybody wants to see that, especially if it's your team. You might not care that another team's doing it, but if it's your team, sometimes you want to see your team just crush another team. All right? So this is Folk Solo Sports Show. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section about this. Do you think that the NBA is watchable right now because all of the blowouts? I just told you what I think. So like, subscribe, get in the comment section. I'll get back with y'all for more, man. Peace.